Live. Boom, both spot. What is going on? Bringing you the happy Monday through Friday. Vernon Lee Brown. Head to VernonLeeBrown.com so you can learn more about your distraction style, how you can get around it, and make sure you stay focused. You can get that at VernonLeeBrown.com. Make sure you subscribe. Different ways of handling stress. I know lots of us got different evolution moments going on in ourselves, personally, professionally, spiritually, relationally, just many different aspects of our life. And we're talking about how we can better handle stress, because stress management is a big deal. We all have a different style with that. So I'm just giving you some different tips and different ways that I've managed, and I've helped different clients manage some things. So it's recognizing what's your stress and what's my stress. And when I say that, I mean what is it that you're feeling? Because sometimes we can wear other people's emotions. Sometimes you can be just in proximity with certain people, and you can literally start picking up just all of their energy, and it will just be literally imprinted onto you. And when I was talking with a client yesterday, this had really brought this to back to face, top of mind. And she was talking about the stress that she has going on with work, and she works in a really high stress banking industry. And when we had talked last, she had a plan and everything was working well. A couple weeks go by, and I could just see she was just off. She wasn't connecting with things. A lot of things we had talked about she hadn't gotten done. And for me, that's kind of a sign of like stress. That's kind of a sign that there's something that's not really like connecting or aligning. So then I asked her, a really simple question, whose energy are you wearing right now? And she looked at me. It's like, well, what do you mean, whose energy? And I kind of explained it the same way that I'm doing here. Sometimes, pardon the way that I say this, but, a mentor, really taught this phrase to me was sometimes you got to remember, don't let someone else's crazy become your crazy. You ever seen someone, they walk in a room and they're like, oh my gosh. And then automatically, instinctually, you respond, you're like, what? And then you start whispering, or you're like, what? And you're like ready, and you start picking things up and you start acting like them. And all of a sudden they say, oh, nothing. Oh no, I just woke up. It kind of freaked me out. And then the whole time you're like getting pumped up and you're ready to start breathing heavy. That's just literally a sympathetic response. It's a great thing that we have built into us because we got to get ready to get energized. We got to get ready to be, to fight. We got to get ready to respond. But when it comes to stress, it's the same thing, but we got to make sure that if that's not yours, you need to throw it right back on there. So really sit back and realize, am I picking these things up? Sometimes with parents, we can definitely do that. Older, when I've worked with people who are in like 30s, 40s, 50s, they have older and aging parents, sometimes you can end up picking up some of their stress, some of their frustration, just some of those things. And you got to remember, not every energy is yours and not every energy is for you. So make sure you sit back and kind of push it aside. Talk out loud. I'm a huge believer, and I'm always talking and saying this, like, I talk to myself often. This is not my stuff, this is their stuff. And it's a boundary. Because if you're taking on everyone else's stress, you really can, get lost in that. And then it's going to stop your performance, your focus, affect your memory, the way that you engage. So make sure that you're wearing your own energy and not someone else's. Simple, is this mine or is this theirs? And if you really got some issue, you start noticing it feel difficult. I've talked to some people, just get up and kind of brush it off, rub your body, brush it off, and recognize like this isn't mine. I talk to a lot of people often about when I call it getting slimed on. You'll get some particularly bad news, or maybe somebody will say something that rubs you the wrong way, and it throws you off, which can be a form of stress. And I'm just like, you just got slimed on. That's not your energy. That's someone else's. Someone can have a frumpy attitude and just completely dump it on you. That's not yours. That's not yours. That's theirs. Keep that strong boundary and an intentional boundary, and boom, you'll start noticing in many cases, that you'll start recognizing I'm responding to this, but this is not me. And just even that saying that right there lets you know, like, I frees you up so you can look at it differently, handle it differently, and respond accordingly. Go out there, make stress work for you. Don't work for it. Don't let it stress you out. Go out there, own your happy, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.